Hey there, English learners! Welcome back to Learn English with Emma. I'm Emma, your guide to mastering English in a fun and friendly way. Today we're diving into an exciting topic, how to give advice and make suggestions using modal verbs like should, must, and could. Whether you're chatting with friends, helping a colleague, or just practicing your English, these modals are super useful for sharing advice in a natural way. So, grab a notebook, get comfy, and let's get started. Imagine you're talking to a friend who's feeling a bit overwhelmed or unsure about something. You want to help them out, but how do you say it in English? That's where modal verbs come in. They help you give advice that's just the right tone, whether it's a gentle suggestion or a strong recommendation. By the end of this lesson, you'll feel confident using should, must, and could to give advice, ask for suggestions, and even throw in some useful phrasal verbs like cut down on and give up. Ready? Let's do this. Let's kick things off with should. This modal verb is perfect for giving friendly advice or recommendations that aren't too pushy. It's like saying, hey, this is a good idea, but it's up to you. For example, if your friend is always tired, you might say, you should get more sleep at night. It's a helpful tip without sounding bossy. Let's try another one. If someone's always on their phone and feeling distracted, you could say, you should take breaks from your screen to focus better. See how should feels like a nudge in the right direction. Now, let's practice. Picture a friend who's been skipping breakfast and feeling low on energy. What would you say? You might say, you should eat a healthy breakfast every morning to feel more energized. That's a great use of should. It's kind and encouraging. Should is awesome for everyday advice, like suggesting better habits or small changes that can make a big difference. Next up, let's talk about must. This one's a bit stronger. We use must when something feels really important or urgent, like there's no room for debate. For example, if your friend is sick and ignoring it, you'd say, you must see a doctor right away. It's like saying, this is serious, you need to do this. Must is for situations where action is critical. Let's try another scenario. If someone's studying for a big exam but keeps procrastinating, you might say, you must start studying now to pass. It's direct and shows you mean business. Here's a fun challenge. Can you combine should and must in the same piece of advice? Let's say your friend loves junk food but wants to get healthier. You could say, you should eat more fruits and vegetables, but you must stop eating fast food every day. See how should offers a positive step, while must emphasizes what's non-negotiable. That's the power of mixing these modals to give balanced advice. Now, let's lighten things up with could. This modal is all about possibilities and gentle suggestions. It's like saying, here are some ideas you might like. For example, if your friend wants to get fit but doesn't know where to start, you might say, you could try jogging in the park, or you could join a yoga class. Could gives options, which makes it perfect for brainstorming ideas without sounding pushy. Let's try another one. If someone's bored and looking for a new hobby, you could say, you could learn to paint, or you could try cooking new recipes. It's friendly and opens the door to choices. A common question I get is, how do you know when to use should versus could? Great question. Should is for advice you think is important, like it's the smart thing to do. Could is more about offering options, like saying, here's what you might try. For example, if your friend is stressed, you might say, you should take a walk to clear your mind, because it's a solid recommendation. But if you're just tossing out ideas, you'd say, you could try listening to music, or you could read a book to relax. Should feels a bit stronger, while could is more casual. Let's put it all together with a practice scenario. Imagine your friend is super stressed about work. How would you advise them using should, must, and could? Here's an example. You should set a schedule to stay organized. You must take time to rest so you don't burn out. And you could try deep breathing exercises or a short nap to relax. Boom! You've used all three modals to give well-rounded advice. Try it yourself. Pause the video and come up with your own advice for a stressed friend. I'll wait. Feeling good? Let's switch gears and talk about asking for advice. Sometimes you're the one who needs help, and modal verbs are great for that too. If you want advice, you can use should. For example, should I study every night to improve my grades? It's a straightforward way to ask for guidance. If you're looking for suggestions or options, use could. For instance, could I try different study methods to see what works best? This invites the other person to share ideas. Both are polite and natural ways to ask for help in English. Now, let's spice things up with some phrasal verbs that go great with giving advice. First, let's look at cut down on. This means to reduce something, not stop it completely. For example, if your friend eats too much sugar, you might say, "You should cut down on sweets to stay healthy." It's about moderation. Let's practice. If someone's spending too much time on social media, you could say, "You could cut down on scrolling to have more time for other things." Perfect! Next we have give up, which means to stop something entirely, usually for good. For example, if someone wants to improve their health, you might say, "You must give up smoking to feel better." It's a strong recommendation because quitting is a big deal. Let's try it. If your friend drinks too much soda, you could say, "You should give up soda and drink water instead." That's a clear, helpful suggestion. Another handy phrase is, "you'd better." This one's like a warning. It's stronger than should, but softer than must. It's great when there's a consequence if the advice isn't followed. For example, if your friend's always late, you might say, "You'd better leave earlier or you'll miss the train." It's direct, but not as harsh as must. Let's practice. If someone's not studying for a test, you could say, "You'd better start revising or you'll struggle on exam day." See how it adds a sense of urgency? Let's have some fun with a real-world scenario. Imagine your friend loves coffee but drinks way too much, maybe 5 cups a day. How would you advise them using should, must, could, and you'd better? Here's an example. You should cut down on coffee to feel less jittery. You must stop drinking it late at night so you can sleep. You could try herbal tea or decaf instead. And you'd better not drink so much or you'll feel anxious all the time. That's a solid mix of advice. Try creating your own version for a friend who loves coffee too much. Pause and give it a go. What if your friend isn't sure where to start, cutting down or switching to tea? You could guide them by saying, "You could start by cutting down to 2 cups a day, and then you could try tea in the afternoons." This shows how could helps you suggest a step-by-step plan. If they're stubborn and don't want to change, you might say, "You'd better cut down soon, or you'll have trouble sleeping." It's a gentle push to take action. Let's try one more scenario to lock this in. Your friend wants to start a fitness routine but has no idea where to begin. How would you advise them using should, must, could, and a phrasal verb? Here's an example. You should find a workout you enjoy, like dancing or swimming. You must stick to a routine to see results. You could try a gym class or follow online videos. And you should cut down on sugary snacks to boost your energy. That's clear, encouraging, and uses all the tools we've learned. Give it a try yourself. What would you say to your fitness-focused friend? By now, you're probably feeling like a pro at giving advice. Let's recap. Should is for friendly, general advice. Must is for urgent, necessary actions. Could is for suggesting options or possibilities. You'd better adds a warning tone when there's a consequence. And phrasal verbs like cut down on and give up make your advice sound natural and fluent. Keep practicing these in your conversations, and they'll feel like second nature in no time. Before we wrap up, here's a quick tip. Try using these modals and phrasal verbs in real life. Next time you're chatting with a friend, suggest something with should, offer options with could, or use you'd better to give a warning. Maybe even throw in cut down on or give up for extra flair. The more you practice, the more confident you'll feel. That's it for today's lesson on Learn English with Emma. I hope you're feeling ready to give advice like a native speaker. If you love this video, give it a big thumbs up and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss our next lesson. We've got tons of exciting topics coming up to help you improve your English, from vocabulary to pronunciation and more. Want a sneak peek? Our next video is all about boosting your listening skills with fun, real-world examples. Trust me, you won't want to miss it. Click the link in the description to check it out, and I'll see you there. Keep practicing, and happy learning!